So that's why we would really need to contract for it. But how do we do that today?
Yeah,
Should we take a look?
Yeah.
So that is one, yeah.
Yes.
Somebody says, this is a BIM project. I want BIM on my project. I've heard about BIM on the internet, and I've read a lot, and I think we need BIM.
Many people start to hear the benefits of BIM, so they say, hey,
there are so many benefits.
Or some people are trying to win a project. Yes, I'm capable. Let's do it. Or I have a BIM guy. Let's do it.
Some people haven't heard of it or don't really understand what BIM is or what it can do for them. And so maybe it's not a requirement on some projects.
Revit.
The third option here is pretty much everything and the kitchen sink. It's quite a comical pun that we laugh and joke about. But the principle of unrealistic expectations is one of the ways as well. And then the fourth one is having clear BIM goals, being able to have smart and really specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals.
Unfortunately.
However, we have the poll results, the survey results, and 1.8% of projects actually requested clear BIM goals. This makes us incredibly sad.
Yes, it does.
So surely there is a better way with some standards.
There is. And don't call me Shirley.
We didn't rehearse that at all. So there have been, over the years, so starting in 2004, being able to define this concept of progression of a model, and LOD became LOD, and then it became LOD. Inside jokes for those in the know. The E202, the consensus docs, the PAS 1192, having information become more important, and LOI, and having accuracy becoming more important, and LOA. All of these different definitions and terms have developed over time, and now we have even more definition and refinement in the ISO standards and some really, really powerful and clear documentation that is not only also, it's available now, but also is becoming available soon. And you see Mattia reference on this diagram is very heavily involved in those newer standards as well, and level of information need. We're excited to start to support as well. But the result of lots of standards and having a confusing time over those period of years, sometimes we're still seeing this type of request where deliverables are required, as that one says, all 3D coordinations to be models to be Revit BIM,
right?
LOD 400. So does everyone on the call understand Revit BIM LOD 400? Is that something that we can deliver?
Well, these are two line items that are in a contract. And this is, unfortunately, we see this a lot. And
Sadly,
there's so many questions behind this. And unfortunately, this will cause you to either have too much BIM on a project. This means that you are either modeling too much.
Overlapping modeling, two people modeling the same things.
Right? You ever have two light fixtures modeled by two different trades?
Or even 5 different trades. It's like ridiculous to think.
And then there's sometimes where the contract didn't define enough BIM.
Or nobody knew who was really responsible for certain items, and we end up with missing them. So why is this such a challenge?
That's a very good question.
Why can we not get this right, or why is it very difficult?
Well, sometimes we just have to start with some basic questions, right? Who, what, where, when, how.
Mm-hmm.
These are some of the questions that we just have to answer to get there.
Across many parties, as we saw before. And then it's an incredibly complex challenge. It ranges to actually define many different, here are 6 different aspects that we can talk about. But which elements do we need? How much geometry do we really need? How reliable do we need it to be? What's it tied to? Whether it's tied to a purpose, what information requirements, what level of accuracy do we need for those items?
These are 6 different categories, and yet each one of those categories has a level or some depth.
Has some scale,
so imagine
potentially.
the amount of
permutations and different, it's a complex challenge.